welcome to the channel. Now look at that face, doesn't it look good? This is the new GLB. So what's the story? So the GLB is a car that has been around for quite a while. This is the new version. It also incorporates the EQB because there were two different cars previously. Basically one was the petrol, one was the electric, but now it's just one car, GLB, and that does both hybrid and electric, so you can get it in both types of drivetrain. One thing you'll notice is this new Mercedes design language, so it looks epic with the new star pattern on the front grille. It is much better than the first round of EVs we saw from Mercedes, but I think it's a very good looking car. So let's take a look around, shall we? So first thing we do talk about is this grille. You've also got the ubiquitous light bar and more star patterns in the running lights as well. It's a very shiny thing, this. Bit of glitz and glamour never hurt anybody. You've got these beautiful alloy wheels, and then down the side it looks very smart. #5, doesn't it? It looks very similar indeed. In fact, I wouldn't be surprised if it shared some components, but don't tell anyone that because I don't like to talk about that. So this is what it looks like down here. So looking around the back, you have this light that just swoops across the whole of the back as a light bar and then tails off either side. But again, you've got more star patterns in the lights, so loads and loads of star patterns. Again, I think it looks really like the Smart #5 from this angle. Very boxy on the sides. You do get a windscreen wiper, which you don't always get on these, so that's a bonus. And of course, there is some styling touches which are going to be good for your efficiency, such as the spoiler and the diffuser there, which are all going to help towards your electric range. By a 7-seat car, you all know that the trade-off is normally boot space. Should we have a look and see how much boot space there is? Oh. So if you have all your seats up, you have not loads of boot space. You do have some, but not loads. You probably fit a couple of carry-on suitcases in there at best. The joy is though, if you're only using these seats occasionally, if you put them down, it's pretty much a van. There is so much space in here. Thanks to its boxy shape as well, it is a really usable size. So it's a very practical family car. The one thing you do get if you do pick the EV is a frunk, and it's blooming huge. You can fit a whole carry-on suitcase and your cables in there. Absolutely loads of room, and a real bonus to picking the EV version of this car. In the front of the GLB, and it's a lovely place to be. Obviously we are in, well not obviously, but I'm in Belgium right now at the motor show, so that's why I'm sat on the wrong side of the car. So anyway, this is what it looks like inside anyway. This is Mercedes' new concept, isn't it? Well, it's not concept, it's the way they design all their new cars. So you get 3 screens across the middle. You get a passenger display, so the passenger can watch programs like, I don't know, they can watch YouTube or Disney Plus or something. They can connect their headphones to that, so they're entertained. They can also contribute to the playlist and all that sort of jazz. You've got your main infotainment screen, which contains your hotkeys and everything for your climate, and then the driver display is right in front of your eyes. Unlike Peugeot, this steering wheel is actually quite large, so you've got a really good view through there, and then the steering wheel is very Mercedes, so it's exactly what you would expect. Although these are haptic touch buttons, they are all right to use. Now, a lot of styling in here, again, looks a bit Smart #5, and that is no bad thing, because that is a very good car. The materials in here are all stunning. I like this tan interior. It does look very smart, and it does offset against the plastics, which are obviously like chromed. Now, if you look at the center console, you've got this sort of metallic plastic here, which looks a bit layered like a carbon fiber, and you've got your ambient lighting in there as well. A big tray underneath with USB-Cs either side, a couple of cup holders, and this space here to charge your phone. And again, you've got a couple of hotkey buttons here for your cameras, etc. So that is all useful. Then in your armrest, which is in a really good place actually to sit and drive, in here you've got a tray, and then this which is movable, and then a huge big black hole of space full of car suites. So loads and loads and loads of room in here. A huge, great big panoramic roof, and as you can see, it has twinkly Mercedes stars on it, as if they haven't put enough stars in it, just in case you forget what kind of car it is. Indeed. So there you go. Rearview mirror, everything else as you would expect. Oh, and don't forget the speakers and sound system in here is going to be epic because it's a Mercedes, and they always are. And the speakers look really good. Now, what I would say is the rear third row, you have 2 seats which do have Isofix in them, which is an absolute bonus. It is quite small though, so you do only really want to put little people in there or occasional passengers. So you've got Isofix in 4 seats here, and no Isofix in the front either, so no. So you have 4 different Isofix seats, those 2 in the back and the 2 either side here. Now again, this material is really, really good. Now the only problem you're going to have is if you want to give the people in the back leg room, you're going to be a little bit compromised here in the middle. But because it's such a tall car, you actually sit quite upright. So it's surprising in terms of headroom and space, considering the person in the back does have a little bit of room. I do have some room, so this isn't the worst position in the world. I could do a fairly decent journey in here, no problem at all. You've also got cup holders and everything in your centre armrests. And for your passenger convenience, there are a couple of USB-Cs there, and they have their own climate knobs there too. Seat back netting on the backs of the seats. And again, this lit kind of ambient panoramic roof is stunning and really does set the tone in here. It is pretty epic. So as it currently stands in the UK, we don't have pricing or availability yet. It's not yet available to order, but it will be very, very soon. But I just wanted to give you a quick heads up on a couple of the points in the press release that I thought were fairly interesting. First of all, it talks about loads of space, etc., as you would expect. Large frunk, equipped for dirt roads with a terrain mode, 4MATIC, of course, 4-wheel drive for Mercedes. Innovative vision control windscreen wiper system, and comfort, so it's nice, fast and comfortable. Plus it has efficient air conditioning. It talks about it being slightly bigger. It has grown a bit since the last generation. It is however slightly lower, so getting in and out of those lower car parks is not a problem, and it gives you a little bit of scope there to add a roof box or something and still be able to use those kind of things. Interesting, it talks about the luggage, 127 litres in the front, and 540 or 480 litres. So if you've got the 7-seater, it's 480 litres in the back. And if you fold them all down, it's like 1,715 or 1,605, depending if you've got the 5 or 7-seater. So you can choose not to option those rear seats at all if you wish to. The middle bench is split 40-20-40, which is always great for flexibility because it means you can do whatever you want with your space. And of course it's shouting about the fact that it has the Isofix in 4 seats as well, which is absolutely brilliant. Then if we come down to here, this is very interesting. So long range up to 631 kilometers of range. It's about 490, I believe, miles, and you can recharge 260 kilometers within 10 minutes, which is about 160 miles. Obviously this is WLTP. This is on the official cycle figures, so you'll always get slightly less than that, and that also depends on the temperature, etc., etc. But it charges on the 800 volt system, so it should be fairly quick to charge. So all in all, it's a very useful, practical family car, and a big improvement on the old ones. One of the things I absolutely love about the new Mercedes GLB, number one, it's its face. It looks really, really strong and very, very cool indeed. Number two, it's the front. You get absolutely loads of space inside the front. Number three, it's the space inside, which is really, really versatile. You get 7 full seats in here, and with the seats down, it's basically a van. Number 4, it's going to be the space when you'll have all 7 seats up, because actually it's not bad. You do still fit a couple of carry-on suitcases in here, which isn't bad for a 7-seat family car. And number 5, it's just the overall style of the thing. I think it looks very smart and very, very much like the smart #5. But we're not supposed to say that.